If you know me, you know I love my OCs. I love my original characters. There's a very rare occurrence where I get into another media often enough to actually make content of that. It's almost always my OCs, and if I make content for other stuff, I always come running back. Currently the OCs I always draw, I've kind of left all the other ones behind in the dust, are my lesbian vampires, Monica and Celine. And I've been drawing them so much, I thought, well, because I can only draw them in the same scenarios over and over again. So I was like, I should make little like alternate universes with them. So in this video, you get to see all the different universes I put them in. I'm bad at intros, so let's just start. The first universe I put them in, I have a deep, dark history with. It's Miraculous. When I was first thinking of like who would be who, color-wise, Celine would be Cat Noir and Monica would be Ladybug. Because Celine wears darker colors, so you think like, oh, she. Well, and originally I was gonna like see which Miraculous I wanted to put them in, like which one would fit them the most. But that sounded like a lot of work once I actually tried to start researching it. So I was like, it's just gonna be the Ladybug and Cat Miraculous. So then thinking in universe, if they were actually given these I don't know the plural, miraculous? I'm gonna say miraculous. Monica would definitely have the power of destruction like the Cat Miraculous gives you. And then in turn, Celine would have luck, or what is it? The power of creation, oh my god. Celine would have the power of creation, because that's just very their dynamics, so I had to flip it. Monica, I kind of hated drawing hers, because, I don't know, Cat Noir's outfit is already kind of good, but I wanted to make it special, so I based it off of Cats the Musical, not that one, the stage production where they have like leg warmers, and I find those costumes really cute, so I wanted to base it off of that. But I didn't like it enough to make a whole reference sheet like I did for Celine. So she just has like leg warmers, kind of shoulder pads, and she has ballet slippers. And that's just kind of what I did with her. And I made her colors blue, because that's often the color I put her in the most anyways. Normally Celine is goth, so the normal colors of Ladybug don't really fit her. So what I did is I based her off of a hyperapsis, which is a kind of Ladybug, but it basically has the opposite coloring where it's black with red spots. And I tried to incorporate some goth elements into it, like there's 2 belts, and there's a jacket that I put like little ladybug wings on. I was really proud of that when I drew it, but looking back, costume looks kind of stupid. But I drew this like months ago, so it's whatever, it's set in stone now. I also made her have little ladybug antenna, because I've seen that on like fan art of Ladybug, which I really, really love. So I put those in, but I also wanted to make her hair kind of represent antenna, so I curved the parts of her hair up on the sides more than I usually do to kind of look like, they kind of look like horns, but they're supposed to be antenna. And then for her yo-yo, I attached it onto a carabiner just because it fits the outfit more, and it's a reference to lesbian code, because she's a lesbian. And then I also made it so that her eyes glow brighter when transformed, because I think it's cool. And then normally, I like to think they're both like retail workers, because I find that kind of funny. Like they both work on a Hot Topic or like a Claire's. Monica would be the manager of the store, and Celine would just kind of work there, not really gaff about anything. And in their civilian forms, they low-key hate each other. Because in the normal story, they have the fact that they're vampires to bring them together. But in this one, they like have nothing. So when they're civilians, they hate each other. But as heroes, they have like a really friendly dynamic, like they do when they're vampires. Like it gets off to a rocky start, but then they go closer. But then as civilians, there'd be an element of like they really dislike each other, but underlying there's just a lot of romantic tension. They'd be like, "Ugh, I can't believe you dropped all the stuff. Oh, I accidentally brushed your hand." And then I'd like to think they maybe would start dating as heroes, or at least like have a kind of friends with benefits thing, like, oh, they kiss, oh, they get a little freaky. So then when the reveal happens, it's mind-blowing, because they're like, but I hate that person. Like, you mean hyperapsis is Celine? I hate Celine. Or do I? And they'd have to be like, "Ah, I love them, but and then they would end up being together, because I love romance. This one's really cheesy. It's just my guilty pleasure. I love Miraculous. Well, Miraculous is that thing where I started watching it and now I'm stuck with it. It's like a toxic ex I keep crawling back to. I haven't watched all the new season though, so I was gonna say no spoilers, but I've already gotten all the spoilers, so actually feel free to talk about it. I don't care. So yeah, this is, I don't know, that was them. In Miraculous. Hyperapsis and Chartreuse, which is their hero names. Chartreuse, I believe, is a kind of cat, and it's also like French for blue, I believe. I don't know, I did this, like I said, months ago, so. And I don't want to Google it again because I'm lazy. But here's Hyperapsis and Chartreuse. They're all done. The next alternate universe is Hadestown. I have something to confess. I am a theater kid. Double whammy. I'm also a Greek mythology kid. So you can imagine that I love Hadestown. So again, with the dynamics, like, it could go both ways. I feel like Monica could be Eurydice or Orpheus either way, but I feel like Selene could only be Eurydice. Like, Orpheus is so, like, awkward and, like, so he just goes up to Eurydice and is like, marry me. And I don't think Selene would ever do that. So she has to be Eurydice, so then Monica has to be Orpheus. And also because of that, I feel with both of them, Monica would definitely look back like Orpheus does. I think they both would look back, but I feel like Monica would definitely do it more. Like, in every single universe, Monica would look back, while Selene, like, half the universes she would look back, the other half she wouldn't. Lore drop. In the regular universe, Monica's hair is naturally more wavy, kind of, like, it's naturally more crazy than it actually is, but she straightens it to be, like, more tame, and it's supposed to represent, like, the hold her family has on her, because both her mom and dad have, like, they're very uniform, and they dress a certain way, and they have, like, very straight hair, like, they're blonde, blue-eyed, they're quote-unquote perfect family. So their hair, and how they dress, obviously, but their hair is what I'm talking about, is supposed to represent the family dynamics. So her brother, like, hair is crazy, because that's supposed to represent him rebelling, like, he doesn't care at all, while Monica's is mostly kind of uniform, but it goes out at the end, which is supposed to represent that she really tries to be like her parents and to live up to their standards, but she's just different enough that she never will. So now that you know that, in this universe, Monica wouldn't have parents. Like, I think in, like, the actual musical, his mom left because Hermes says, like, oh, his mom was a muse, but oh, you know, muses, they like to leave, so I think his mom just abandoned him. So that would probably be the same in this universe. And since Monica doesn't have parents, her life is basically a lot better. And she has no one to try to, like, make her be like them, so her hair is way more crazy. Especially, spoiler alert, I made an animatic. So in the animatic, it gets, like, actually wild, because I did it over the course of 2 days, which record time for me, but I would kind of forget how I was drawing, so her hair kind of gets more crazy as it goes on. So that's the reasoning. There's canonical reasoning. Another effect of her parents not being there is that she's also more happy. Like, because Orpheus is he's just kind of cheery. A little naive, but he's very cheery, and Monica wouldn't be like that normally, but without her parents, she definitely would be, so that's another part that makes her fit Orpheus. In this universe, the plot would go as Hadestown normally does. I don't have any other characters who would be like Hermes or Hades or Persephone, because these two are all I care about right now. And then, like I said before, I made an animatic to Doubt Comes In. But before I show it, I want to talk about the emotions they feel at the end, because I put, it was midnight, so it's a little messy, but I did put actual thought into the emotions on their faces, like, after Monica turns around. So with Monica, when she turns around, at first she's surprised, and then, like, really relieved, because she's like, oh my god, Selene's here. Like, no one lied, she didn't leave me. But then, after the relief, the reality of the situation dawns on her, and she's really, really upset, because now she knows she'll never get Selene back, and it's all her fault. So she's like, no! And then Selene, on the other hand, she starts off really, really upset because she knows what Monica just did. The moment she sees her face, she's like, oh, fuck. But then after she sees Monica's relief in her face, Selene feels very bittersweet, because in the back of her mind, she always knew Monica would turn around. And she sees the relief, and she's like, God, it wasn't an act of, like, defiance or stupidity. She would always have turned around. And Selene knows she probably would have turned around too, so she can't be mad. So she's just kind of bittersweet, because now she's made peace that, like, well, I'm dead forever. And it's, oh, ah, they make me crazy. Fake people in my head. Ah! But yeah, I'm starting to go crazy. Here's the animatic.
Where is she? Where is she now? Doubt comes in. Who am I? Where do I think I'm going? Who am I? Why am I all alone? Who do I think I am? Who am I to think that she would follow me into the cold and dark again? Where is she? Where is she now?
Off the ice, are ya listening? I'm right here,
You're all right.
and I will be till the end. And the coldest night of the coldest year comes right before the spring.
Who am I? Who am I against him? Who am I? Why would he let me win? Why would he let her go? Who am I to think that he wouldn't deceive me just to make me leave alone? Doubt comes in. Is this a trap that's being laid for me? Doubt comes in. Is this a trick that's being played on me? Doubt comes in. I used to see the way the world could be, but now the way it is all I see. And where is she? Where is she now?
Orpheus, you are not alone. I'm right behind you, and I have been all along. At the darkest hour of the darkest night comes right before.
It's you.
It's me. Orpheus.
Eurydice.
The next AU is connected to other OCs. If you've watched other animatics on this channel, you probably know my other OCs like Noodles, Helena, they're demons. They're from my comic To Hell and Back, which I desperately need to update and desperately need to kind of redo because I get scared every time I look at it. In that universe, technically Monica and Celine are also in it. It's just To Hell and Back takes place like 30-ish more years in the future. This could be subject to change, don't take this as law, but currently To Hell and Back is 30 more years in the future than Monica and Celine's story. And fun fact, in the future Monica and Celine are in a band, and Kara in To Hell and Back, the band she loves so much she's posted them on her wall, the jacket she wears all the time, that's from the band that they're in, like that's merch from it. So that's a fun connection. And because of this connection, I thought it would be fun to have Monica and Celine be demons. This is going to be them if they are in To Hell and Back, technically the universe, but if they were in that story as demons. I kept Celine's color palette purple, like it always is, and her demon look was slightly inspired by a cow, because I thought it'd be cute, like the ears and the horns. And then I wanted to give her spots like I did with my character Alum, but then she really started looking like a cow, and I was like, okay, that's too much. So I left those out. If they were in the story as demons, I would want their demon designs to deeply contrast each other like how their normal designs do. So I decided to make Monica have a lot lighter colors, so she's light blue, and has white hair. She reminds me of Abby Abominable from Monster High, but I love this color scheme so much that I didn't want to change it. So she's gonna look like Abby Abominable, and that's okay. What the story would be in this AU is Monica would still come from rich parents. And okay, so this next part won't make sense to you if you don't know my other OCs. So if you don't, bear with me. It's okay. In this universe, Monica would probably intern with Azalea, like the one who makes Helena do her bidding. So Monica would intern with her, and Azalea would be like, go grab me some info, or like, go grab me this person. And it would be at this bar. And at this bar, that's where Celine works. So Monica would go and try to get this information or like kill this person, whatever Azalea wants, I don't know. Her and Celine would cross paths and they would work together. And they would work together to like, for this mission that Azalea wants in like kind of a spy style. And then they would fall in love. So yeah, that'd be this AU. And these are their designs. The next AU is Monster High. And in this one, they're back to being vampires. They're home. And I was just gonna be like, oh, I'll do them in the Monster High style. Like, they're normally them, and it's in the Monster High style. With their normal outfits, like when they work at their office or whatever. But that was really boring and really didn't fit the style because Monster High are fashion dolls, like above all else. So of course they have to be fashionable. So I looked up some outfits, like 2000s Y2K outfits, because that's when Monster High was. So in this universe, since monsters are kind of the norm, I think at least like in the high school they're normal. I don't know if they are, like, I think they're not. It's been forever since I like watched one of the movies or whatever. But because of this, Monica wouldn't file down her canines or like hide her bite mark like she does in the normal story. And then I just like really exaggerated Monica's hair to fit the style more. And then Selena's pretty much the same aesthetics as she did before. She's just like a little more feminine than I usually draw her, because it's just kind of how Monster High is. They all are really skinny and really curvy. All the Monster High like character designs with like pants I could find, I didn't like how they looked, so I was like, I'll just give her a skirt. It's okay. And then in this universe, the story would actually be pretty similar to what I'm gonna call their pilot story. What originally their story was like in high school, and Monica had been a vampire for a while. But then I realized that's creepy, because like with Edward Cullen, when he did it, it was creepy. So it's not any different for Monica. Girl, why are you still going to high school? In this world, Monica would be like the popular mean girl at school. Kind of Regina George, maybe more Sharpay, because she's not like out to get people. She's just kind of like bitchy. And then Celine would be like new in town or something and is like less experienced in the monster world. So she goes to the school and Monica's like, ugh. And they continue to run into each other. And it'd be like the trope where they're school rivals, but they end up becoming closer. Actually pretty similar to Luz and Amity from Owl House. But yeah, here's their designs in Monster High. Last but not least is a Mermaid AU. And I was like, maybe I should, maybe I shouldn't. Because usually I hate drawing mermaids. I don't know why, but they're always so hard to draw. So I drew it in a certain way so I didn't have to draw her whole tail. But I've been seeing so many Mermaid AUs recently because May just happened and it was Mermaid. Especially with Javik. I love I don't know what it is about Javik specifically, but like their Mermaid AU makes me kick my feet and giggle. I love it so much. So in this AU, Celine would be a mermaid and Monica would like be a princess. And Celine's mermaid design is inspired by the purple tang, which is a fish. In the story, Monica would like get thrown overboard a boat or something, kind of like Little Mermaid. And Celine would save her and Monica would be like, what the hell? What? And she would be genuinely like scared and very wary of Celine because that's a whole fish person. She didn't think those were real. But she's also very curious, so she keeps coming back to the shore where Celine left her, and like they end up talking on the shore every day. But then duty calls and her mom and dad, king and queen, are like, hey bro, you gotta step up, you're gonna be queen soon. So she has a lot of duties to fulfill. She ends up stopping seeing Celine and like leaves without saying goodbye. And then years pass and there's a ball to find Monica a husband, and she sees Celine, who's pretending to be one of the suitors, like as a man. It'd be like a cute little like they meet again and there's like tension and they do a ballroom dance. I'm a sucker for a romantic ballroom dance. And then after the ball, they'd like go into a hallway and they'd argue, and Selena would be like, why did you leave me without saying goodbye? And Monica would be like, I have no other choice. You don't get it. And then they kiss. So Monica would choose Celine to marry. I think with her spell or whatever, maybe it wears off at night and she turns back into a mermaid, or it's like H2O just add water, where whenever she touches water, she turns back into a mermaid, which could make for some fun little hijinks. I think out of all the AUs, this is the one I love the most, and I might actually continue into the future and like make art of it because it's so cute. So I don't know, let me know if you want to see Mermaid AU content, what songs fit them. So here is the final drawing with them in their Mermaid AU. These are all the AUs I drew. I could do a part 2 if you guys have any ideas of what other universes I could draw them in. I already have like actually the only other one I can think of is like Dungeon Meshi, because it'd be cool to draw them in that. But if you guys have any other like universes you think it would be fun, I'd totally love to make a part 2. And I love my lesbians. So I really hope you enjoyed this video because I loved making it. Bye!